G'day race fans. Cheers. Season ending.
Cheers.
Grand Prix. Can't wait for it. We are trackside. Well, floating trackside at least in the marina, which is pretty damn good.
Yeah, pretty lucky to experience the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix from, let's say, this side of the grandstand.
Yeah.
So not too many people get to experience it from the marina. We're quite lucky and privileged to be able to do it. So
there's about 2 hours before the cars get out for FP1.
Yeah, so we're looking 1:30, so just over an hour. At the moment, the boys are out doing the Pirelli hot laps. As you can hear, there's plenty of smoke and high revving engines, which is always good.
All right, so let's get into it. FP1, plenty of rookie drivers coming in.
There's a few, eh?
Mate, big one. I mean, I guess the coolest thing is Arthur Leclerc is coming in again, just like last year.
Yep.
Will be replacing Lewis Hamilton, and he will be partnering with his brother,
Yep.
FP1.
And then before we get to that, young Lindblad's jumping in the Red Bull seat.
Yes, in for Yuki Tsunoda, so that'll be quite interesting, and it must be a pretty good FP1 for him. There's no pressure on him. He's got the V-carb seat for next year, so
unfortunate for Yuki because obviously being his last weekend as a full-time driver, obviously
push aside for FP1.
Yeah, it'd hurt, I reckon. Would not be nice.
Hit the ego a little bit, that's for sure. And Iwasa is coming in for the V-carb.
Lawson,
yeah.
Yep.
So Iwasa coming fresh off the the Super Formula Championship in Japan.
Yep.
And who else we got? There's
a few, isn't there? So we got Leclerc in for Lewis, Lindblad in for Tsunoda.
Oh, the big one, Pato Ward.
Pato Ward and McLaren. For Oscar. So I guess Lucky's not in the hunt for the championship. Really, right?
I write him off, mate. You cannot write him off.
And there's a few more too, isn't there?
Hirakawa
and
for Haas.
Yep. The Ocon?
Yep, coming in for Ocon.
Yep.
We've got Jack Crawford.
Yep.
At Aston Martin. Coming in for Lancelot Stroll. We're under a flight path here to Abu Dhabi Airport, so maybe some Grand Prix revelers about to freshly touch down and head over trackside. Nice and close to the old airport, so not too far away. And then Kian Shields. This is an interesting one because I don't think a lot of people know about Kian Shields at Aston Martin.
Yeah.
He's replacing Stroll.
Yeah. Yep. So he's replacing Stroll.
Wait, hang on. We've got Jack Crawford and Kian Shields. Both at Aston Martin.
Okay. Maybe.
Interesting.
Well, the thing is, right, what do they need? 4 for the season, right?
I think it is 4.
So 2 for each car. So possibly both cars haven't reached their quota.
Yeah.
So
Kian Shields is, I believe he's Scottish. Before we started recording, I was saying the last Scot to race in F1 in an official session, I was like, oh, it's got to be Coulthard.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
I was like, oh. Susie Wolff is Scottish, isn't she?
Yeah.
So she did FP1 for Williams. When was that? 2014? It
was in the Martini days when they had the Martini livery.
Yes. So there you go. That was a bit of a tricky one.
That's back when they had remember the ugly noses on the front of the cars?
I think it was Philippe Massa era, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think back then. And Paul Aron, well, he's an interesting one because at Alpine, he's done a few sessions this year. He did one for Sauber as well.
Yeah.
And well, for him, must be pretty disappointing because I think he was quite hopeful of getting that seat.
Well, he was in the running for that seat, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And I mean, look, Briatore, yes, you've got a contract, but when Briatore's involved, it probably doesn't mean a great deal. So
I would say, like, out of those rookies, one of the ones with the most approved would be Aron.
Yeah. Well, he'll be wanting to prove a point, right?
Yeah. But let's go to Red Bull news.
Yeah.
That was the big news that came out a few days ago.
That's the biggest news, yep.
For me personally, very happy that Liam Lawson has been able to hold him to a seat for 2026.
Yep.
4-year-old Yuki Tsunoda, a tough one, but I just think the issue for Yuki was he's a 5th-year driver. He's had, 21 races currently at Red Bull, and I don't think we saw enough improvement over that time.
Yep.
to essentially.
And it's not like they didn't give him the time.
Well, exactly right. He had
When
plenty
you
of time.
compare it to like someone like Lawson only got the 2. Then he's come in and he was given the rest of the season. And unfortunately, just in that seat, like the glimpses we saw in Qatar, right? If we saw that earlier and for longer periods of time, possibly could have stayed in that seat. But you're right, like for me, Lawson now, solid preseason in the same team, knowing he's got a whole race season.
Yeah.
We're going to see a completely different Lawson to what we saw this year. And that's what I'm excited about because he is good, man. He's a good little elbows out race car driver.
Elbows out at times. And I think this is one thing that Alan Permain, team principal over at Racing Bulls, wants him to improve is consistency.
Yeah.
Know when to pick his moments. He was very impressed with Lawson's ability when times were tough to be able to then put performances in.
Yep.
So I think that, I think coming into 2026, we see a different Lawson. I think a much more composed Liam Lawson. But it'll be interesting because we have an 18-year-old Arvid Lindblad appearing on the grid next year, the only rookie for 2026 Now, a lot of people are starting to mention that perhaps they weren't so impressed with his F2 performance, a bit inconsistent, but showed flashes of brilliance.
Yeah, well, I mean, realistically, when you think he's got a lot to live up to, because you look at the rookies we've had this year and they've all showed what they can do at some point throughout the season. And he's going to be compared to Isaac, isn't he? Because he's going to be in that seat now. Everyone saw what Isaac did. Let's be honest, man, he's had a lights out season for a rookie. But Antonelli's moments of brilliance, he's probably been the pick of the rookies throughout the whole season.
Yeah, consistently he's been the best. I mean, it was an awful start in Melbourne. We saw him being consoled, particularly from Lewis Hamilton's father. And it wasn't a great start, but he's been able to bounce back. And when we have seen moments throughout the season where he's had the off or a bad mistake, it just doesn't seem to be affected by it, bounces back. So I think he'll do really well next year. And of course, new regulations, the car's going to be way different.
That's a perfect time for him to come in. Right, because if he was, let's say, came in, the regulations stayed the same for next season, then he came in, he's going to be compared to Max. Whereas I think there's going to be such focus on engine reliability now because we're going through that big regulation change. I think that kind of doesn't take the pressure off him, but it's not going to be front and center like it has been with Lawson and like it has been with Yuki.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting too, because I still believe out of the big four teams, the Red Bull situation is the most intriguing with Ford partnership, RB powertrains. Look, with new regs, perhaps Ford doesn't come to the party and produce something so good. And
this is the thing, right?
Midfield team.
Yeah, this is the good thing I think for Isaac. Is because it's quite an unknown. The talk is still around him and Max sort of, it is similar driving styles, but I think they like the same things in the car.
Well, Marco's made that point, I think it was, where he said that it's a very similar driving style, thinks Isaac will be the perfect fit, and obviously he's gone with that decision.
And I mean, even Isaac's comments going, well, I know I'm coming in and I'm not going to be quicker than Max in the first month. I think
it'd be pretty realistic about it, definitely.
First month, probably the first season, but I mean, all they really want is just a wingman for Max, right? They need someone in the fight.
Take away points from the rivals.
If we came to a situation like we've got here this weekend and he had a wingman, the championship would be over. With the run he's had this year, it's just that no one's been able to take points away from everybody else.
Now let's go back to Yuki Tsunoda. Interesting one for Yuki. We know Honda is moving over to Aston Martin, so there's potential that there could be something there in 2027. We know 2026 is going to be a holding pattern for a lot of drivers. Big screechy there. A lot of drivers are probably going to sit back and await and make moves based on what the power units are like for next year, particularly Max Verstappen. But Yuki in itself, I don't think he's down and out because we think Lindblad's going to do pretty well, but he is definitely a safe backup insurance option for Red Bull should That's a big Etihad cargo plane going over the top. Yuki Tsunoda is a good insurance backup option if Lindblad can't get up and running.
I think Lindblad will do all right. I think
yeah.
Like, you don't want to be leaving Formula One altogether.
No.
Because I think if you left altogether, yes, you might get a drive in IndyCar or WEC, but what happens is you'll get lost and forgotten about pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And I think by him staying, there is a possibility of him being around somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think the career is necessarily over for you.
And
but there's still a chance.
It's still a good thing for Red Bull because he's been in the system. He's seen what's happening in 2026. He's probably had some sort of say in the development of that car. So it's probably worth keeping him around as the test and sim driver, at least for next year.
Well, let's move on. So, big talk, obviously, the 3 drivers. We did the preview video. Have you changed your thoughts regarding who's going to walk away, what your podium was going to be?
No.
Have you had a few extra hours to brew?
No, man, it's land.
A few beers hasn't clouded.
I'm a few sherbets deep, but no, my thought process is still the same. Look, it's Lando's to lose, man. McLaren have come out and said Oscar and Lando are free to race. When it comes down to it, I think Oscar would still get out of the way, unless he's going to win the race.
But the road to 500 is still on.
Yeah.
That's one little thing that we have going, and I think we're up to 446. So
we're getting closer, lap by lap.
Very close. We did aim to get 500 by Abu Dhabi. There's a few days left. It might be a long shot. But again, we love your support.
What are we now, 12 months since we were here last?
Yep.
And it's always a really good weekend here. And especially if there's something to play for like we have this weekend. It's building up nicely, and I think the atmosphere come Saturday afternoon in qualifying is going to be electric, because that's, for me, because we've seen here, yes, you can have a decent race, but I think your weekend is really set up on Saturday. I think it's going to be electric, man. And there's still a twist in this tale. I just feel like there's something going to happen.
Definitely. Well, as another plane flies over, shout out Etihad for just absolutely bombarding the flight path here. But we'll be trying to capture a lot of moments, and we'll release a vlog next week, and hopefully we can, I guess, push that atmosphere down through the camera so you can sort of experience it through at least the marina side of the track.
Yeah, because it is an experience being in the marina. And like I mentioned, the festival atmosphere. It'd be cool to share it with you guys so you guys get to see what it's like. Because it is a cool race, even just normally, to come to. And especially like on weekends like this when everything's to play for. So again, make sure you like and subscribe. And any comments, leave them down below. Until then, we'll catch you in the next one.
Catch you on the next one.